I'm here in Vladivostok to attend and witness the inauguration of our 25th pipe organ for the church here in Vladivostok. When I was young, I was a member of the Las Piñas Boys Choir, so I was exposed to classical music, and then we have in our church the bamboo organ. So it's a pipe organ the pipes only made of bamboos. So our choir director was a Belgian priest. His name is Father Leo Renier. He has a good friend from Austria. His name is Father Johann Trummer. He was very active in church music. He was the dean of the church music department of the College of Music in Graz. It was Father Trummer's idea to send students from Las Piñas to Austria to learn different aspects. The first student was Armando Salarzo, who studied church music, and then I went there because Father Trummer thinks that the bamboo organ would need somebody to look after the instrument later on. It was very expensive for our parish to ask always for technicians from Germany. So I was sent to Austria to take up organ building, and I went to a small company called Helmut Allgäuer Orgelbau in Grunbach, which is 40 kilometers south of Vienna. In that small workshop, my teacher, Helmut Allgäuer, taught me everything from the start: woodworking, design of organ, and pipe making, and voicing. Actually, all the aspect that is needed to start a company in the Philippines, because he knows that, and that after some years I have to be back in the Philippines to start a company of my own, and it was a very good setup for me, because I was able to learn everything or a lot of things about organ building. This is my first pipe organ project for Russia. I was here in 2012 to look at the church, to talk with Father Myron and Father Daniel about the organ building project here. Father Johann Trummer was also here, so we had a good meeting in 2012. And we came up with a specification that is that would fit very well in this church. And after maybe 2 to 3 months, I sent a proposal. I sent a design to Father Daniel, which he approved right away. He liked the design of the pipe organ because it somehow is close to the architectural style of the church. This pipe organ in Vladivostok is our 25th new pipe organ that we have built from zero, from scratch. Along with building new ones, we have also restored and overhauled a lot of old organs in the Philippines. So far, I could say that we have built and restored about 45 organs since we started in 1994. We have also exported, part of those new organs we have exported to Europe as well. We have 2 organs in Belarus, 1 in Germany and 1 in Austria, and 1 in Japan. During my visit in 2012, aside from checking the room acoustic, checking the size of the church, I also checked the humidity and temperature of this place. I learned that it's not as dry as I have expected, because Vladivostok is very close to the sea, so the humidity is somewhere higher than the other parts of Russia. So for me, it was very important, because then I know that our wood from the Philippines would not have so much problems when I make the pipe organ here in Vladivostok, because with the high humidity, that's somehow almost the same as the high humidity in the Philippines. Since you have a winter season here, so normally during winter the humidity and temperature goes down, and during summer it goes up. So there's a big difference of humidity and temperature, and normally wood would react. Any type of wood would react to these changes. When it gets colder and dry, the wood contracts, and when the humidity and temperature goes high, it expands. So what we installed in the organ is to have the mechanism adjust itself depending on the temperature and the humidity. So there's we call it in German Trakturspanner. Father Johann Trummer, he is a concert organist as well. Aside from being a priest, he is also a concert organist. And being head of the church music department in organ department, he knows a lot about pipe organs. So there are different types of organ pipes. We call it stops or registers. There are metal stops and there are wood stops. Since I'm from the Philippines, we have old Spanish organs. We decided to install a reed pipe, a reed stop called Spanish regal. Normally it's Spanish trumpet. It's quite loud, but for this church we thought it would be too loud, so we decided to put a Spanish regal, which is shorter and more softer in sound, but still with a sound quality that is typical of a Spanish sound. That is what you can see actually in front of the organ, that is placed horizontal above the keyboard. Not all pipe organs have this trumpet or horizontal trumpet. This is quite particular only with Spanish, Portuguese organs, sometimes also some French organs, but it's seldom found in Germany and England. But it really adds a lot of color to the sound. It's a bit strange, the sound is a bit strange, but to combine it with other stops and to play the perfect music or perfect repertoire for this Spanish regal, the sound really comes out quite well in this church. Organ building is quite a complex job. In Europe, apprenticeship goes for 4 years, so I took the apprenticeship for 4 years in Austria and worked for another 2 years in Germany and Austria for different companies to learn more things about pipe organ, because in pipe organ you have to know about woodworking, you have to know about metalworking, then you have to know about music, architecture, and electronics also. So there's so much to learn, and 6 years for me in Europe was not enough. So after coming back to the Philippines after 6 years of study in Europe, I still have to study further. I have to attend sometimes workshop in Europe about organ building to update myself, and it's a constant learning. Fortunately, we have now internet, so it's easier to communicate with former colleagues in Europe to ask them about things, new things. We regard it as a vocation. Organ building is, although many say in Europe it's a dying art, but in Asia, especially in the Philippines, where there are many Catholics and Christians, organ building is just starting to expand at the moment. So I'm actually at the right time, at the right age to establish an organ company in the Philippines.